Once upon a throttle twist, the motorcycle world was louder, bolder, and far more insane. Machines roared like movie stars, dressed like rock gods, and vanished like cult legends. These names once ruled the open road until the world moved on and forgot them. By the end of this video, you'll know which legends were too wild to survive, which were killed by money, and which ones might make a comeback. And we're starting with a brand that built national pride. The icon that burned bright but disappeared like a shooting star. Number 8. Victory Motorcycles. If you ever wondered what it would look like if Tony Stark built a cruiser instead of the Iron Man suit, the answer was Victory Motorcycles. Born in 1997 under Polaris Industries, this was America's great hope, a muscular, no-nonsense brand ready to challenge the dominance of Harley-Davidson. The first model, the V92C, rolled out in 1998, and riders instantly took notice. This wasn't another chrome-heavy poser. This was American muscle reinvented. With its 4-stroke, 50-degree freedom, V-twin engine, and rock-solid chassis, it promised torque, comfort, and longevity. But even with great bikes like the Hammer, Jackpot, and Cross Country Tour, Victory could never fully escape Harley's shadow. Despite great engineering, sales couldn't keep pace. The market saw them as the new kid, and motorcycle culture doesn't forgive late arrivals easily. The real blow came in 2011 when Polaris acquired Indian Motorcycle. Suddenly, Victory became the middle child nobody wanted to fund. By January 2017, Polaris pulled the plug, not because Victory failed, but because Indian was the bigger legend to revive. Now imagine your favorite action hero riding off into the sunset and then simply disappearing. That's what happened to Victory. The bikes remain, the memories roar, but the factory doors closed. For riders who loved American muscle with a future-friendly twist, Victory is the what-if bike that never got to fully live. Hey folks, enjoying this video yet? Make sure to like, hit hype, and subscribe to our channel. And back to it. Ever wonder what happens when a company that built the future is buried to protect the past? Stick around, because the next fallen hero didn't go quietly. It went down fighting, but it went down all the same. Number 7. Buell Motorcycles. Eric Buell. This man was the mad scientist of motorcycling, obsessed with engineering innovation and pure performance. Founded in 1983, Buell Motorcycles redefined American sport bikes. The formula? Radical design, lightweight chassis, fuel and frame architecture, and race-bred handling. Models like the Firebolt XB12R and Lightning XB9S looked strange, felt alien, and rode like nothing else on Earth. The torque hit early, the brakes were mounted on the rim, and the exhaust whispered rebellion. But Harley-Davidson, who owned a majority stake, didn't share Eric's vision. They wanted cruisers. He wanted corner carvers. The partnership worked like a bad marriage, creative sparks and constant arguments. In 2019, Harley axed the brand. Just like that, Buell was gone. Riders adored them. They were weird, yes, but brilliantly weird. The XB12R could outhandle European sport bikes costing twice as much, and they were built in America by a man who refused to compromise. Even today, Buell's ideas live on. Fuel and frame, mass centralization, rim-mounted brakes, all concepts that modern bikes borrowed quietly. Eric tried comebacks with EBR, Eric Buell Racing, but the magic never recaptured the same spark. Buell was too smart, too early, and that's what doomed it. Like a sci-fi series canceled after one perfect season, it became legend. And for the next bike, once upon a time, you could find them everywhere, from London streets to African dirt roads. Yet they're nowhere today, and what caused this would leave you completely shocked. Number 6. BSA Motorcycles. There was a time when BSA wasn't just a motorcycle company, it was the motorcycle company. In the 1950s, BSA, Birmingham Small Arms, built more motorcycles than any other manufacturer in the world. But by the 1970s, the empire fell apart, and one of Britain's proudest brands disappeared, like Sean Connery walking away in the last Bond scene. The BSA Gold Star was its crown jewel, a 450cc single-cylinder masterpiece that mixed race pedigree with road manners. It was elegant, loud, and fast enough to make you feel like Steve McQueen, even if you were just fetching milk. At its peak, the Gold Star pushed approximately 38 horsepower and could hit 90 miles per hour, serious numbers for its time. So what killed it? Pride and poor timing. While Japanese bikes were flooding the market with electric starters, better reliability, and smoother engines, BSA was still polishing old designs and calling them new. They underestimated the Japanese invasion, assuming British craftsmanship could carry them forever. Spoiler, it didn't. By 1972, BSA went bankrupt. Triumph tried to merge with them to keep the dream alive, but it was too late. The Japanese, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha had already rewritten the rulebook. Ironically, BSA briefly returned in 2022, resurrected by an Indian corporation, Mahindra, but that's not a continuation, it's a ghost wearing new clothes. The original BSA died the moment the world stopped believing in British invincibility. Still, if by a miracle you see an old gold star today, it's like spotting a vinyl record in a streaming world. Pure nostalgia, pure class, and a reminder that legends don't fade, they just go quiet. If you think that fall from grace was dramatic, wait till you hear about a company that built motorcycles so good, even 007 himself would have traded his Aston Martin for one. Number 5. Moto Morini. If Ducati was the rock star of Italy, Moto Morini was the poet. Stylish, emotional, unpredictable, and utterly unforgettable. Founded in 1937 by Alfonso Morini, the brand became famous in the 60s and 70s for lightweight sport bikes that blended art and aggression. The Morini 3.5 Sport, powered by a 345cc V-twin, was one of the most charming Italian machines ever made. It wasn't the fastest, but the handling was so divine it could outdance bigger bikes. It made 38 horsepower, weighed just 350 pounds, and handled like an espresso-fueled ballet. But here's where things went sideways. Too many passions, too little cash. As Ducati and Moto Guzzi modernized their factories and engines, Moto Morini stayed romantic, hand-built bikes, small-scale production, and minimal marketing. The passion was there, but the business plan wasn't. By the 80s, the money ran out. Moto Morini changed hands more times than a bottle of Chianti at an Italian wedding. There were comebacks, yes, but each time, the spark dimmed a little more. By 2010, the brand had collapsed again, and the factory went silent. There's something poetic about it. The company that built bikes with imagination was finally undone by reality. Riders who owned a Moto Morini never forgot it. The vibration, the sound, the smell of hot oil after a mountain climb. It was an experience, a fascinating product, and like most beautiful Italian things, it burned bright, burned fast, and burned out. Next, we head north to two German powerhouses that could have ruled the future, but fell to their own brilliance. One was built like a tank, the other like a spaceship. Both disappeared like half the universe after the snap of Thanos. For these bikes, you would never guess what made them disappear. What exactly was their Thanos? And trust me, these next stories really get wild. Number 4, MUZ Motorcycles. Before Germany became synonymous with precision and perfection, there was MUZ, a name whispered among two-stroke lovers and forgotten by almost everyone else. Short for Motorradwerk, Zeschopow, MUZ was born in the ashes of post-war East Germany, out of the same factory that once built the legendary DKW bikes. By the 1990s, MUZ tried to reinvent itself, taking that gritty two-stroke soul and mixing it with modern engineering. The result was the MUZ Scorpion, a single-cylinder, 650cc sport bike powered by a Yamaha XTZ engine. It weighed just 390 pounds and made 48 horsepower, enough to embarrass bigger bikes in the twisties. It was cheap, nimble, and dead reliable. But here's the problem. It was also German in design, Japanese in heart, and invisible in marketing. The world never knew what it was. Even riders who bought them said, "What's an MZ?" It was a branding tragedy. By 2008, MUZ vanished for good, crushed by global giants with bigger budgets and louder voices. But there's a silver lining. The few MUZ bikes that survive are cult treasures. Track riders love them, collectors chase them, and those who own one say it feels like a lost BMW experiment that somehow escaped the lab. If there's ever a motorcycle brand that deserved a movie comeback montage with dramatic lighting and 80s synth music, it's MUZ. And speaking of cinematic collapses, the next brand was basically the same. Full of promise, suave, stylish, experimental, and completely doomed on arrival. Number 3, Voxan Motorcycles. If the French ever built a motorcycle that captured their national personality, bold, stylish, slightly arrogant, and overflowing with passion, it was Voxan. Founded in 1995 in Issoire, France, this daring brand wanted to be the Ducati of France. And for a fleeting, glorious moment, it almost was. Their masterpiece, the Voxan Cafe Racer 1000, looked less like a motorcycle and more like a sculpture that accidentally learned to go fast. A 1000cc V-twin engine delivered around 100 horsepower and 70 pound-feet of torque, while the hand-built aluminum frame and minimalist bodywork gave it that unmistakable Parisian flair, like a supermodel in leather boots riding through the Alps. But beneath that perfection hid a tragic flaw. Voxan was too beautiful for this world. You see, the bike had soul, but not sales. It was expensive, hard to find, and completely unknown outside France. Imagine buying a French sports bike and trying to find parts in Texas. Good luck. The brand lacked dealers, funding, and global recognition. For every Honda dealer, there were 0 Voxans, just dreams and brochures printed on optimism. By 2010, the lights went out. The engineers packed up, the factory doors shut, and France lost its greatest shot at motorcycle glory. But in true French fashion, the story wasn't over. Like a post-credit twist in an art film, Voxan returned in 2020, not as a growling beast, but as an electric phantom. Now owned by Venturi, the Monaco-based electric car company, Voxan rose again with the Voxan Wattman, an electric record breaker that blasted past 250 miles per hour, making it the fastest electric motorcycle on Earth. So yes, Voxan technically still exists, but not as flesh and fuel. The old combustion bikes are gone forever, like vinyl records after streaming or romance after tax season. If you ever find one of those old Voxans today, it'll probably be hiding in a French garage beside a bottle of Bordeaux, a Gaulois cigarette, and a framed photo of Alain Prost. Voxan was everything that makes motorcycling magical. Passion without restraint, engineering without compromise, and ego without apology. Next, we head down south to 2 brands that embodied European passion and madness better than any. One Italian, one Austrian, both gone too soon. One built bikes that look like art, the other made machines that bit back harder than they sold. And if you think motorcycles can't die of ego, you're about to change your mind. Number 2, Benelli Motorcycles. Once upon a time, long before Ducati ruled racetracks and posters, Benelli was the name whispered in smoky Italian garages, where espresso cups rattled on workbenches and engines sang louder than opera. Born in 1911, Benelli was the oldest motorcycle factory in Italy, a brand so full of art, passion, and noise that it felt less like engineering and more like emotional combustion. The Benelli TNT 1130 was its final fireworks display, a 3-cylinder beast making 135 horsepower, screaming like Luciano Pavarotti mid-encore after 3 bottles of Chianti. It was wild, unfiltered, unapologetically Italian, the kind of bike that would flirt with your girlfriend while still dripping oil on your driveway. The frame was razor sharp. The styling looked like a Ferrari wearing a leather jacket, and the engine pulsed like it had a vendetta. Riders didn't just ride the TNT, they tamed it. One journalist said it handled like an espresso shot with handlebars. Another said it was half motorcycle, half temper tantrum. And they weren't wrong. The TNT purred, it snarled, it turned corners, it attacked them. It was as if the bike woke up every morning, looked in the mirror and said, "Let's make some poor fool famous or hospitalized." But beneath all that glorious chaos lay more madness. The factory was small, the finances smaller, and the management, well, imagine if Tony Soprano, Picasso, and your uncle, who still fixes his Fiat with duct tape, ran a business together. That was Benelli. In the early 2000s, they tried to go global, releasing the TNT and the Tornado Tre models. But they were too expensive, too unreliable, and too misunderstood. By 2005, the money ran out faster than the patience of an Italian traffic cop. Benelli was bought by Kanjiang Group in China. Technically, the name still exists. But spiritually, it's like Elvis in Las Vegas, the same name. But that was it. The original Italian factory shut down, and what remains is just a badge. Still, those who rode the old TNT know the truth. It was alive. It didn't care about sales or specs. It wanted to thrill you, scare you, and leave you grinning like a lunatic. The TNT was a fireworks show, bright, beautiful, and gone too soon. And if that sounds tragic, wait until you meet the Austrians, a company that built rockets disguised as motorcycles, terrified half of Europe, and then financially self-destructed faster than a Mission Impossible secret message. Because when it comes to motorcycle history, nobody does drama quite like the ones who almost conquered the world. That's our number one. Number 1, Horex. If there was ever a brand that embodied German rebellion, it was Horex. Founded in 1923 by Fritz Kleemann, Horex started small in Bad Homburg, Germany, producing motorcycles powered by Columbus engines, a company his father owned. From the beginning, Horex machines carried that signature German trait. They didn't just work, they worked perfectly. The post-war years were the golden age. Horex built a reputation for bikes that could outrun their class, most famously with the Horex Regina 350, a single-cylinder masterpiece that became the symbol of German post-war freedom. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't exotic, but it was built to last, simple mechanics, bulletproof engines, and a ride smoother than a freshly poured Autobahn. Riders across Europe swore by the Regina's durability, calling it the bike that never breaks. But then came the Horex Imperator, and everything changed. Launched in 1951, it was Germany's answer to the British Twins, a twin-cylinder, four-stroke engine producing around 35 horsepower, capable of speeds close to 100 miles per hour. For a small post-war manufacturer, that was insane performance. It was smooth, elegant, and fast enough to make Triumph and BSA nervous. Even the chrome detailing was pure eye candy, like a Mercedes coupe on two wheels. Sadly, engineering perfection doesn't always pay the bills. By the late 50s, Japanese manufacturers began flooding Europe with lighter, cheaper bikes, and Horex couldn't keep up. The company merged with Zundap briefly, but financial troubles and poor sales drove it into the ground. By 1960, the lights went out. The once great brand that had built Germany's fastest motorcycles vanished into history. But in true German fashion, Horex refused to stay dead. In 2010, the name returned with the Horex VR6 Roadster, a modern marvel featuring a six-cylinder V engine, 1218cc, and nearly 160 horsepower. It was an engineering masterpiece that proved the spirit of Horex was still alive. Unfortunately, the price tag, close to $30,000, scared away buyers faster than a speed trap on the Autobahn. The revival fizzled out by 2014, and though 3C Carbon Group later tried again, Horex never regained its footing. It became a collector's legend, a reminder of an era when craftsmanship trumped convenience and motorcycles were built with heart, steel, and stubbornness. The original Horex didn't just build motorcycles, it built myths, machines that still run today, built in sheds by mechanics who refused to let them die. Horex's story is a quiet one. No scandals, no explosions, just the slow fate of a company that aimed for excellence in a world that started rewarding efficiency. Like I said before, legends never die. Horex didn't either. It just idles somewhere in the distance, its engine humming softly, waiting for Germany to dream big again. These brands might be gone, but their engines still echo in garages, shows, and memories. Now the question is, which of these forgotten brands deserves a comeback? Should victory rise again? Or should Buell get another shot at rewriting American performance? Tell me in the comments. And if you love this trip down memory lane, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and smash hype too, because the next ride